and welcome to episode 183 of the DayZ Podcast. We are joined, as always, by the one, the only Mr. Cobra. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, hello, mate. How are you?
Not too bad at all, mate. A little bit of confusion with the switch to daylight savings for all of you. Just remember, everyone, it's 2000 UTC, GMT, whatever you call it. Adjust for your local time zones. And the easy way as well, you can always just go and click on the episode on YouTube and save the link there. But we also have a new co-host joining us, the one, the only Miss Helkhiana. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
She's here to boost the ratings. One in that she's much more attractive than any of us ugly gits. Even her avatar is better than us.
Hey, speak for yourself, mate.
Come on now. But she's also a modding goddess. So she's going to bring that knowledge that Cobra and we love to look at pretty things in the game and that, but we literally have little idea of how they work, do we, mate? So we need someone who understands that stuff, so we don't look as stupid.
Yeah, mod inside, mate. Not really my thing, but yeah, creation, content, that's me.
So it's just a trial basis at the moment. Helkhiana wants to see, a bit more about how we are and what we do and all the rest of it. But Helk, we're glad to have you on board, mate. We really need someone with that sort of knowledge.
Yeah, welcome in, mate. Welcome in.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll have to see, if I can keep up. Like I said, there's a lot of real life events this year happening.
Yep.
So.
And that's why it's good to have a range of different co-hosts, because there's very few people with the amount of free time that I have, being an unemployed, retired, medically busted ass git. So the rest of you have all got lives to live. So it's good for me to have someone who makes me look at less stupid than I actually am. So thank you once again for agreeing to do this, Helkhiana. The community's going to thank you, mate, because as you showed with that first episode this year, you're able to bring clarity to a lot of issues that we just don't understand enough. And if I open my mouth too much, it's just going to reveal just how stupid I really am. So it's good to have someone.
Quite a lot, mate. Don't worry about that. Helkhiana, you'll have all kinds of shite from Boydie. Don't you worry.
Helkhiana is more than well aware of me. All my foibles and my flaws, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I wouldn't like the way you were saying, calling yourself stupid. I wouldn't go that far. It's just everyone has their own knowledge. Like, you probably know a lot of things that I don't know about, right?
I can drop random Simpsons lines at any time.
So we each have our own specialty. Mine is coding, so.
But the man of the day, the hour, the moment, Mr. CamCantRun. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well. How are you
That
guys?
is a fantastic porn stash, my man.
What?
That is a fantastic porn stash. Have you come to clean the pool?
Jesus. I just had a full beard. I don't want to. Viewer discretion advised. I just shaved the rest of the beard off. I was like, yo.
He literally did. He saw his camera and he said,
bro.
Boy, I'll be back in a sec. I've got to go shave. And he ran away. And it was like, okay.
And here we are. Yes, I thank you guys for having me. Welcome in. Hello to people who are watching around the world. I am Cameron. Nice to meet you.
Mate, you have been around for a long, long time. I've got a spotlight back on you from, man, what would that be? 6, 7, 8 years ago, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And even back then, you took my my eye as one of the reasons why I liked your content was you reminded me of someone who we had a bit of a chat about with your positivity and everything we do. And that's the infamous, or not infamous, famous Barely Infected, whose
Mr.
song
Renee.
we used for the intro.
Yeah, the guitar. Dude, I saw on the bottom it said song by Barely Infected. I nearly had a moment to myself. Yeah, but Renee's a beautiful dude. He's actually what brought me into like sort of the content creator era or spotlight, if you will, like me to even have that as a notion alongside Ninja Turkey, Ninja yourself. So yeah, I'm very thankful and happy to be here. It's been a long time. Yeah, for sure.
Mate, I checked out your latest video. I shared it with the other guys. I don't know whether they had the time. It was a 1 hour montage. That dude at the beginning, that was hilarious. What did you ever find out more about that person?
You talk about the silent person?
Yes.
I figured out as much as DayZ allowed me to figure out, buddy. They're gone now. They were gone as soon as I essentially found someone who was mute, and I tried to like, hey man, just so you know, caps lock is the button, blah blah blah. They never responded. I kept running with them. They like showed me their knife like 3 times in their hand, kept lifting it up in my face, and I eventually got a bunch of zombies over and watched zombies like maul them, and then I was
That
like,
was
all right,
funny.
part of the
Did you
adventure, and then I
watch
thought,
it at all, Cobra or
well, that
Helkhiana?
was 3.
Yeah, I watched a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty long
that
though.
was it was pretty
Ooh.
cruel what he did to that person, though, wasn't it? Just slowly watching him get beat
Yo,
down.
Yo,
But-
no,
don't
no.
spotlight the cruelty, bro.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
The
That's
thing
what it's
is-
about, isn't it?
But that's it, you know. It's this classic thing of I was having this conversation with someone that you know, a lot of people say they get bored with DayZ and you know there's nothing to do. Nah, man, there's so much to do, and yeah, you can mix it up. And yeah, like I said, Cam's a nice guy IRL, but in game he's an asshole at times. But that's part of the beauty of DayZ, isn't it, Helkhiana?
Yeah, you can make your own story, right? That's their kind of like motto.
Yep.
I
And
want to
you
be
know,
clear, later on in that video, there was a guy drinking out of a well. I could have blasted him in the head, and I did not. I befriended him and gave him all my medicine. Okay, just to be clear, I want to flatten the karma curve right now.
But mate, you kind of went quiet there for a little while. We weren't making as much content, but you're definitely back with a vengeance now.
Yeah, I started a nonprofit for like doing like cleanups and environmental consciousness like around my area, and I put all my energy into it honestly, and stopped really playing DayZ. Ultimately, when the Namalsk mod, when modding came out and Namalsk came out, I kind of like came back to the game after a quite large break. So yeah, it's been nice to be back having modding, and obviously it's evolved since then. Even like modding has come leaps and bounds to where it was like 6 months in. Now we're
We've got a bit to talk about coming up on that, but you're so right, mate. Modding has just again, you know, back to that point of it's boring. Well, go look at the mod shop and see what servers have got using a mod that you're interested in, because there's so many amazing things out there. What's your favorite mod, Cam?
Favorite mod? If it's boring, you're not being creative enough. I'll just say that. Like, it's really up to you. Obviously, if you don't run into anyone over like an 8-hour run on Shinaris, that can be boring in itself. And I get that. But favorite mod? What a complex question. I'd say like favorite package of mods that I've ever come across. Like most admirable would definitely be, I don't know, the Namalsk. Everything, the embodiment of Namalsk, I think is nearly untouched. I think
Helkhiana was involved in that as well. So
yeah, I think the only, and like this isn't, it's not a competition, but I truly believe that Deer Isle and Namalsk kind of like are kind of set apart just because of the ambition of the mission, and even Iztec when it was really thriving, like the missions in tow with the sort of adventure it gives, because DayZ has such like a like you could be really trying to pursue anything, and on Namalsk and Deer Isle there's sort of like this overarching mission that you could kind of, it allows you to feel more free. I feel like everyone has that goal in mind, so it allows them to not feel as bored maybe when they're not being creative or something like that, because they could just say, oh well, I am working for the filament, I just only found one so far, you know. So I think the Namalsk circle would be my favorite ever for sure.
I'm still getting used to this idea that DayZ is boring anywhere. Who says this?
Mate, you see it all the time.
No.
Read
The
through my
thing is-
YouTube comments, brother. They are pretty tough.
You can do all kinds of stuff on that thing. Even on Bloody Official, mate, you can make it all interesting. So, you know, there's various genres there. So even if you're not bumping into players, you do all kinds of shit. Survival, that's one thing. You know, survival's quite easy, really. But, you know, if you want to make it hard, go to a hardcore server. That solves that problem, doesn't it? And if you're going to get interactions, well, you know, community services is the one for you, and you know, jump all over there, make some craziness happen. But ultimately, anyone that says it's boring, I think you're playing the wrong game, people. I really do. But anyway,
I mean, it is a preference as well, right? So it depends what this person is saying is boring
relative?
Is it because they don't like this kind of game, or is it that they just played so much of DayZ that now they feel is boring? Because burning out on a game is a very real thing. Like after a while, you just don't find enjoyment in the game anymore because you've just done everything so many times over. Doesn't mean that it really is boring for a lot of people, but.
And yeah, the amount of different styles of service, like one of the other great things with having Helkhiana join is she primarily is a PvE server player, and that's what her server is about. It's one of these ones where you're basically battling AI in the servers and that. Tell us a bit about it, Helkhiana.
Yeah, so PvE is very hard in DayZ to make fun as well because there's limitations on what you can have, but there's so many good servers out there. And like I see a comment saying, DRL is a PvE heaven because it's just so much to explore, so much to do. Namask is good for survival, but it is a small map, so it's hard to build. Like if you have like a popular server, you'll fill up the map with bases, and for PvE, that's a big thing. You need to be able to build a base.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all kinds of servers out there. Like we have the DayZBR deathmatch.
Yep.
No bases, with bases, raiding, PvP zones as well. It's a popular one where you only fight in the military areas, but the rest of the place you're fine.
That's quite interesting. That is quite interesting. I must admit, I do. For those that are in between, you like your PvE, but a little bit of action. There's quite a lot of those, especially RP servers that have the kind of PvP zones, the small ones. I was playing on a server the other week called Ceasefire RP server, just for a little change, and they only had two very small PvP areas, one in Tizzy, and I think one of the airdrops. Every time an airdrop hits, it becomes a PvP hot zone. But other than that, it's all PvE. Now, that to me is the perfect kind of blend. So I hear what you're saying there, Helkhiana. I do agree with that. But it's quite interesting. The PvE side that has grown a lot in the last couple of years. It never used to be massive in terms of numbers, but it's grown an awful lot recently. Is my mic coming through any better now, by the way? Because I've turned the Discord off.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Good. What's your preferred style, Cam?
I think. Well, I will say this to Helkhiana's point. To a couple of those points, actually, I have thoughts on. But to Helkhiana's point, like PvE is very difficult to make challenging for a very advanced player. So because of that, like I could say confidently, like I haven't come across a PvE circumstance in DayZ where I've been like, this is overbearing beyond like, I can't kill this zombie. Like sometimes they make the zombies like they take like 5 mags and I'm like, I only got 4.5 mags. Or sometimes they make it to where there's so many zombies, like I can't do anything. Like there's no, so I haven't really came across a PvE circumstance for me, which Helk, you're talking about the mod, talk more, that I've been like, yo, this is compelling in a way that drives me. So I think just the presence of a possibility of PvP is what's important to my gameplay. It's like, if I don't have a threat that someone's going to shoot me from very far away and they're going to kill me, I'm never going to be excited about the game. And for me personally, because I can dominate, I could literally juke a million zombies in a shed and then run out the shed and close the door. And they make it to where the door busts open. Okay, well, I manipulate the zombie's movement with the terrain and different materials that are blocking the way, the pathing of the zombie. And then I get enough space where I can run away from. Like, there's always a way to manipulate the AI. And I struggle with that in all video games now at this point, where I'm like, I don't really feel compelled and challenged by AI yet. To where so for me, I want like an adventure, single life, no base, which I've recently started diving into base building more, but like a no base building server. So that's why I'm attracted to the most, is because there are no bases. It's like everyone's focused on the present life that they have. Some people are maybe focusing on building the spacesuit, but really how much can you hide with that? Maybe a couple stashes, which is, I don't pay no mind to it. So a no base building PvP sort of interaction based experience is what I lean towards for sure, but it's all preference. It's all relative. someone else could like something completely
it can be
different.
a chore to get a PvE server right. The majority of the ones that I've seen, Helkhiana, are where it basically encourages people to team up to accomplish missions and chores throughout the task because the AI is quite difficult. There's a lot of really cool mods out there now with some interesting creatures, and you're not just fighting packs of wolves and bears. You've got bloodsuckers and God knows what else. Especially with one of the topics we're going to be talking about with Hunter Z doing the animation workshops. But it's just going to keep on getting bigger and better. But it's the beauty of DayZ, isn't it, Helk? You can play whatever style you'd like.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, going off of that, for me, I guess I'm kind of in that kind of bigger majority that like the old idea that everything's in. Anything can happen at any moment. So for me, I've played around with a few PvE servers, not quite my cup of tea. I'm more of a right, come on, and whatever happens, and I think the PvP aspect of it is, you don't have to be great. Just the whole tracking a player or the player's tracking you, or you get into an completely unknown territory, something happens, and anything can happen. That for me, that's the allure for me. But I do get why PvE would be very interesting for others as well. But again, I think there's a middle ground with the PvP zone. So there you go.
Yeah. A lot of people have been asking me to make my server with PvP zone. It's just that it is a nightmare as an admin because people will do everything and anything to try and cheat the system, abusing the zones and stuff like that. And that's why it's just like I do too much work on modding. I have a job full time. I don't have the time to babysit players doing PvP. So that's why I've done full PvE. Just because it's easier for me, and
But it's a great way to learn the game
out there.
Yeah, but Fatsack just said that in chat. I learned the game on a PvE server and made so many friends that I find myself going back just to hang out with them. It's the beauty of DayZ, isn't it, Cam? You can just find a style that suits you, and
there's a window for everything for sure. So I think, Helk, to your point, it's like if someone does want a server like what Cobra was talking about, he even said there's Ceasefire. There is a server for that. And there's probably people that don't want those PvP zones. And maybe, like, for example, if it was in the Moleskin, you put the PvP zone over Athena, it's like now these PvE players don't have access to Athena anymore if they don't want a PvP. So there's something for everyone for sure. I think we can all agree that that's what makes DayZ special, is that it is a spectrum that just stretches, baby. It just keeps it's the universe, baby. It's going.
Cam, I love you, man. This is good. You're a great guest on it. Your enthusiasm, mate. This is what it's about, mate. Let's get it.
It is. Cam is like he did a tweet just the other day. His car got broken into again, and his chessboard got stolen again. And I said to him, like, dude, this feels like deja vu. Like, didn't you tweet this a while back? And he goes, yeah. We need to do like a GoFundMe. And go, no, I've already got new chessboards. Tell people about your chessboard program.
It's not a program. It's my job. It's what I do for a job. I teach kids chess. I manage a chess company in San Diego. So I'm very lucky. Like a lot of people, I would not be mentally well if I had to work 40 hours a week at one job. I know that. It's not for me. A lot of people can, and like, shout out to them, but I can't. So I manage a chess company. I teach kids chess. I go to schools and I teach like a group of like 50 kids. I'm like, yo, kids, what's going on? And I make them laugh and we have a good time. And then I send their ass home, and then I go back to my house and I play video games, and then I teach them the next day. It's great. But yeah, someone broke into my car. It's happened twice now. They took my chessboards out. I'll actually tell a little bit. This is pretty funny. They broke into my car right outside the front right here. Okay. They broke into my car. They laid down my passenger seat. They took my permit papers out of my out of my glove compartment, and they popped my trunk. And they went in my trunk, and they opened up on the left is just like chess trophies, like for kids, like big, like this big chess trophies. And on the right was a bag, like a duffel bag. and they grab the duffel bag. Of course, they're robbing someone right now, right? They're like, duffel bag, yeah, that's what I want. And they ran around the corner. So I'm like getting home and I'm like, oh, they took them. And I'm like trying to have peace. I'm like, don't be upset. Let it be. Maybe they really needed the chessboards. And my roommate comes home and he's like, why are your chess books all over the alleyway? And we go to the alleyway. And I had a bunch of chess books on top of my chessboards that they stole in the duffel bag. So they went into the alleyway, they opened the duffel bag, and they went, what is this? And they threw all the books out. And then they looked and they probably saw chessboards and they were like expecting like a kilo of cocaine. But instead it was just chessboards. And I imagine they had a revelation in the alleyway like, God damn it, dude, we messed up. And then, yeah, but they took my chessboards. I got more. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. I bolted my window shut. They can never get in that window again. We're good.
Love it.
Yep. That's what happened. I was like, damn, that sucks. But I got like 4 days off work. So
Even
okay.
better, mate. Love that.
Okay. It's okay. Everything goes forward. But yeah, I like my job. It allows me to do what I like to do, which is play music and content create. So I'm very lucky. Yeah. Much more blessed than others. So they stole the boards. I got to play music for 4 days. And my roommate's moving out, so I had the house to myself. I've just been playing piano for like a week and a half now.
Are they moving out because you're playing too much music, or?
No, definitely not that. I think they're moving out because he's wealthier and he wants a better place, and it's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair.
Yeah, but so I've had it to myself. So I've just been saying, no, I would never play piano when he was here. I didn't want to be rude. I'm a good roommate. Helk, excuse you. I feel like a little shot fired there with the piano.
I've been sharing a house.
For a while.
What is that? You've been sharing a house?
Yeah, I've been sharing a house when I was in uni and just a bit after uni, and I was doing cosplay. So I made. Do you know Overwatch, Hanzo?
I'm a Hanzo main, baby. Come on, I played GM.
Yeah,
what are we talking here?
Yeah, so I cosplay Hanzo, right? And I made the bow.
Yeah.
I put the bow in like the hallway. And my housemate moved it and she broke it when I told her to not move it. And I spent so much time and I couldn't fix it, so I had to make another one. And like, that was the last time I shared a house with someone else.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's so funny. No, this guy was cool. He had like endless supply of alcohol. Thankfully, I'm not an alcoholic, but like I had like really nice whiskeys. I got to like drink like the most expensive Remy Martin that's ever existed. Like he was just like, taste this. He was like, that's $1,000 glass. I was like, I don't like it. It was pretty funny. So it was cool. It was cool.
Sorry, I was just replying to a tweet then. But yeah, no, it's yeah. I did not know you do cosplay, Helkhiana. That's cool.
I used to, but it was very expensive, so I had to stop.
I can only imagine.
It's insane the lengths some of those people go to, isn't it, Cam?
I went to TwitchCon a couple times. It's actually in San Diego. That's why I have to live with the roommate, because I live in San Diego, California. But I went to TwitchCon a couple times, and there's people like in full robot outfits walking around, and I'm just like, bro, like I applaud you. Like I'm gonna walk past them and be like, that's cool, and then I'm gonna keep walking. But like for that person to be walking around in that robot suit, that's tough, bro. That's a tough call. It's a tough decision to make. To be like,
you don't need to go crazy. Like my son did a Comic Con or something here, and he pretty much just went as one of the operators from Payday. We already owned this little bad boy, and he just put a suit on, pair of blue gloves, had a toy gun, and put a shoulder bag on. And he showed up in so many photos from that event because he just looks the part. So, but then you go to the other extreme where once you start getting into those, those Japanese anime sort of characters, oh my God, some of that stuff is insane. Helkhiana, that like what sort of cost are you looking at to make one of those outfits?
Well, it's just like it's not just for the one costume because it's an investment of the tools you use. So airbrush. I got a 3D printer, which was like £400 back then, and like the materials, the paints is just, and also just time, I guess. So it was just the foam you use to make the costumes usually. It's very expensive if you want good ones.
Oh, there's some shade in stream there, Helkhiana.
Oh.
Wow, Dino's. I was wondering who said that. I couldn't.
I just seen that
Damn,
from Dino. Love it.
Look, coming from Dino, he's another guy who has quite the reputation in the community as well. I'm certain that's just a bit of friendly trash talk there. I'm hoping it is Helka. If not, fire back at him. Give fucking unload on him.
No. We talk a lot. So.
Yeah. Nah, he's pretty cool, Dino. I've got to have a chat with you, Dino. Look at getting you back on again in the future as well, because with all of this stuff that we're going to talk about with Hunter's Ease Workshop, I know you've been doing some stuff with that as well, and you were one of the leaders in that area before this, of reskinning and implementing other animals and so on into the game, and again adding diversity to what you could do with the game, right, Cam?
Yes, I'm calling my dog in here. Sorry. All mods. I don't know what the Hunter Z mod is, so I look forward to hearing about it. But yeah, I think all diversity. I just for the first time ever played a modded experience probably like 2 months ago, like a what they call a modded server, like a PvP, like better building plus base building mod. Sorry. And I had a great experience. I had a phenomenal, like one of the best times. And then I played that official video that we talked about in the beginning. And I was like, oh, well, I could build a base over here. And I actually like the modded base building a little bit more. Although I don't like all the extreme guns and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the spectrum that you can play the game is kind of what makes it attractive. I've been playing, like to Helkhiana's point, that she said way earlier, I thought about this. I played Chernarus for 2,000 hours, like in the very beginning. And then I stopped for a long time. I was like, I've done all the stuff that I can think of doing in this 2,000 hours. So I paused and I went on to do other stuff, and then modding came out, and now it's like, well, have I done everything within this new set, which is ever evolving? Well, it's impossible to do everything, but kind of even I, as a person who loves DayZ, doesn't have a tattooed on me or anything like that. Shout out Doc. But loves the game a great deal. Like I even grew tired of it. I was like, yo, I've had enough of Chernarus. And then oddly enough, that modded server I played on was Chernarus, so I could still even play that and have fun. But yeah, I think the spectrum is what makes it great for sure. To answer your question in short.
But that's an important point there that a lot of people have got to remember. And I get that it's hard for some content creators and people who are really invested into DayZ, but it's like everything. Your love for something goes up and down. And we're not talking about a family and commitment and a job and all the rest of it. This is just meant to be something that you do for fun. And if it's not fun, don't do it. Because you'll end up hating it even more, won't you, Helkhiana?
Yeah, definitely. I burned out really bad on DayZ.
That's why I went to you on this, because I remember that.
Yeah, I was playing a lot. Like I tried to play a bit more PvP because obviously I've just done everything there was at that point in PvE. So I started doing some more PvP, and I was getting frustrated at every single step. I was playing, with just the random DayZ stuff that happens, but we usually oversee them. But at that point, because I got burned out, I could just not oversee them anymore. And I was just getting angry, and it was just not fun anymore. So I said, you know what, it's just time to stop and do other games. And then after 2 years, I came back, and it's a bit more fun now. Like there's a lot of newer stuff to try out and see. It's
an interesting point. I mean, for me, content creation side, it is a business nowadays, and you look at some of the bigger content creators that have been around, as we all know, it's a full-time business, and that's what it is. Yes, it does potentially get boring if you're playing 5 days streaming 4 or 5 days a week, but look at the money you can make if that is your income. There is quite a bit of money to be made there. You know, I'm aware of a friend of mine's on. I think he's on about 9,500 a month from DayZ content creation. So, you know, there's yeah, absolutely.
Cameron's like,
Crazy.
they make that much money?
What?
Crazy. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I've been doing it casually. I need to shift my momentum, apparently. Okay, continue. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you carry on, mate. I mean, but don't forget, this is now for those type of people and like myself. Now it's a business. You know, you've got to commit to your live streams. You've got to commit to the amount of hours every week you put in. Then you've got to drop your VODs. You've got to drop your shorts. You know, there's a lot that needs to be done every week. There's the accounts. There's the tax man. There's everything that needs to be taken care of there. All your expenses, your subscriptions, your licensed music, you know, whether you do your thumbnails yourself or not, you know, artists you employ. I employ an artist at the moment. And it's it all costs money. So I kind of get it, you know, as a game to play, that's one thing. But when you make it a bit of a business, you know, I suppose it can get boring, but it's up to you then to find the next thing, the next model, the next evolution of base building. And we do need an update on official servers for base building. Please, devs, come on. We need to get this right.
But that's a tough thing as well, because, you know, when you're tied into it monetarily, then, you know, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're not enjoying it and you're only known for one game, it's hard to work out how to come out of that successfully, isn't it, Cam? You know, a lot of DayZ content creators are only known for one thing, playing DayZ. It's very hard to become a successful multi-game streamer, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I would say, like, Cobra made a really good point. If I'm streaming 40 hours a week and I'm getting hand-bugged in the first week, let's say, I'm going to be like, okay, that's fine. I have to keep a positive attitude. If I'm streaming 75 weeks consecutively at 40 hours a week, and on the 75th week I get a hand bug, my response may be a little bit different depending on my life circumstance outside the game. So It's like, yeah, I think anyone, our ability to be like worn down to the bone and then feel it on the nerve could definitely happen over time. But yeah, I would say when I was streaming full time, I was definitely more frustrated at things than I am now. I'm only making YouTube videos right now, and I'm doing it quite casually. Essentially, one video blew up, and I was like, what the hell? That was the least effort I've ever put into a video. How did that one blow up? Is what I was like, I've sweat for weeks, like thinking about it in the shower. I'm like sitting there, I'm not showering. I got cold water on me now. Like I've like spent so much time on thoughts on videos. And then the one that I just did on a whim kind of like got in the algorithm, and then here we are. That's it. But since I have stopped streaming, I will say this for me personally, I was at a point to where I was kind of worn to the nerve on DayZ. And since I haven't streamed, every time I play DayZ, I played Bitterroot when it came out the other day. I played for 8 hours. I can't tell you the last time I played DayZ for 8 hours straight where I'm like, holy shit, it's 12 o'clock at night. I told the guy I was playing with, who lives in LA, is from San Diego, and I'm from LA living in San Diego. I ran into him in game, and I was like, bro, it's 12 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. I have to go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. And so I would say it can wear you down like anything. Moderation is incredibly important. Like, I have all this liquor in my cabinet. Like, moderation is incredibly important with everything in life. But yeah, I think as far as I see someone, and I'm sorry to do this, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. Cockroach, handbug is lore. It's gone now. It's gone now. They fixed it. I haven't been hand bugged since they have said they fixed it. Hand raise bug is gone.
Yeah,
not being able to put anything in my hands is gone.
Cam,
in my experience,
Cam,
they're features. They're features. Sorry,
they're unintended game features.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but you're right there, mate.
I'm sorry, Helkhiana. I'm sorry.
You're gonna
don't say too much. Don't say too much. I'm having a little bit of fun with this. Cam, check the announcements in the podcast Discord.
Actively looking. Enhance.
It's kind of funny because here it's not the time yet.
That's the advantage I have being in the future. I can be extra evil. And I did employ the services of a very, very talented graphic designer to make it look quite legit. Thank you, Connor. You are one of the best things that's ever come into my life, buddy. You're very, very talented at what you do, my man.
What is this? What am I looking at? I don't know what this means.
Did you look at the bottom comment?
In the announcements, the very bottom comment.
This is huge folks feedback. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
See what it is?
Yes.
What does it say
Inquiry.
at the bottom?
Am I allowed to say this? What is happening right now? What are my eyes?
Does that excite you?
A helicopter inquiry? Am I allowed to say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay, helicopter inquiry. Was this about us getting a helicopter?
Click
What
on
is
the
this?
link.
Yeah,
I'm
look what it says at the bottom. G's. So G's is like a moderator for the feedback tracker from DayZ. So that person, because I don't know their gender, sorry, is always like replying and feedbacking from the team.
Uh-huh.
So it's an official person.
Okay. And they're saying that there are helicopter files in the official. Is that what I'm seeing? What's happening? Yo,
look at
spell
that.
this out.
Anyway,
Move.
Yo! What is going on?
Did you click on the link as well? I guess is there the link is there?
yeah, be careful clicking on links
Oh
that you
my
don't know where they
God.
come from.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's not cool. Okay. Bro. Okay.
I mean, just remember, I'm in the future, my man. I'm in the future. It's a certain special day for me right now. But yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's just gone.
You got him good. You got him
Oh
good.
my God.
Got it.
Yeah.
We got you in 4K,
I thought,
bro.
oh my god. Oh my god.
I was trying to like not give out too much, but also kind of convince him that it's real.
Because I clicked the image, I made the image bigger. So I'm like reading through it. I'm like, geez, entry. Okay, that's cool. Okay.
It still doesn't compare with last year's one, which was just absolutely insane. Scotty's video with how cool did that look though? The plane coming in and just cutting that infected in half on the Livonia map. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But yeah,
Q3 2015 helicopters.
oh, mate, we talk about that on the show quite often, Cam. That it's one of the reasons why,
That
even to
image.
this day, I don't even know if any of the current DayZ devs are from that era. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's one of those what do they call it? What's the the institutional generational trauma that every DayZ dev, they hear the word roadmap and they just end up curled up in a corner crying and rocking backwards and forwards. No, we don't use that word. We don't use that word. But yeah, it's insane. Helkhiana, you've done some work as a game dev. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
People want to know so much, but at the same time, a lot of gamers are fucking entitled little. Can I say it, Cobra?
Mate, you're
No,
already
don't get
anyway.
demonetized.
The
The thing is,
Country boys. Yeah, well, you all
the
say
thing
that.
is, a lot of people don't understand that even for DayZ, the devs want to do a lot of things, but not everything works out, or it doesn't work out at the moment. Like I know there were like a lot of complaints that because they were saying they're gonna work on the zombie AI and they haven't, and now it's kind of postponed and there's no more info about it, and everyone is getting like really aggravated by that fact. And it's just like it's not a simple thing, and the fact that the engine is so old, they have a limited amount of people that can even work in that. It's tough. Like imagine you go in like a room and it's just full of documents, like just paper, like millions of them.
Manila folders, binders,
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's just there,
Gotcha.
and then you have to find
Shelves,
you know,
shelves.
because it's not going to be documented, it's not going to be put in any kind of order, and then you just got to go there and find the right information and then make sure that you don't mess up the other folders, and it's just like
Yeah.
that's the reality of game dev. It's a
Yeah.
mess
And
that we just try to make
DayZ's
work.
even worse than normal, isn't it, Helkhiana? Just with
Yeah.
how old and convoluted and
The second engine. Yeah, it's a tough road.
what can you clarify for us? Like, I know I've said it many a time for people, but one of the problems DayZ faces is it's a hybrid engine. That it's a mix of the old Armour 2 stuff. There's a bit of Armour 3 stuff, and then there's the Infusion stuff in there. Like, how does that all work?
Well, basically they've started like upgrading the old engine instead of writing it from scratch kind of thing. So that's why they still have like the old stuff, but then they start adding new things in there. So it's like half and half. And it can get very complicated when you do that because you still have a lot of like old unused code and people are like, well, wait, why was this here? Nobody knows. What happens if I delete this? Nobody knows. And it's just kind of like you have to either bite the bullet, do it and see what happens, who complains, or you leave it there. And then if you leave it there, it might also affect things. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. It would be very hard for them to redo the game in a brand new engine as well, moving everything over and making sure you don't forget things. It's a complex task, but I do feel like they really, really need to move to the new engine so they can do better things.
DayZ 2.
But no, look, Cam, mate, how good is being able to make content for you now with all of the advancements in modding that we've? What the hell was that? Are you doing an Archie Stormcloud on us and drinking some weird American concoction?
Oh, you talking about my drink? That's coffee, baby.
A jar.
It's coffee in a mason jar. Yeah, there's coffee in there.
I thought that went
It
out.
is literally stained the walls. I'm scared to show you guys, actually. I'm insecure. I'm insecure about that, actually. But yes, it's coffee in there. And this is water.
Okay.
I drank it all.
That's
I didn't spill any on myself. Don't worry about that.
But yeah, but like how good has the changes in modding? And just it seems every other quarter, or every other 6 months or so, that there's some new groundbreaking achievement happens with modding, and it makes what we can do as players so much more fascinating.
I don't know who Jacob Mingo is. I owe you a lot, Jacob Mingo. You're my hero. I care about you so much. Whatever you've done, CF, that's Jacob Mingo, if I'm not mistaken. Community framework, right? Community online tools.
Him and some others, yeah.
And the one and Dab, Inclement Dab. The people that made the community framework changed everything for me. Like, I lied earlier. That's the best mod. I lied earlier. Screw them all.
Why is it?
Burn.
Why is it?
That's the best mod. Because as a content creator, when I'm trying to make a video, I could use my most recent video as a perfect example. I was doing like how a lone wolf plays official, and if I just put my gameplay, it's a very asymmetrical video. It's like everything is from this angle of my point of view. There's no real perspective of anything. There's no real storytelling that like maybe overlays different things that are happening and kind of speeds up events. No, everything's from my point of view like this. A couple people commented on the video too, like, if I wanted to watch Sour Sweets content, I would just go watch it. And I was like, all right, dude. Like, but because I have those online tools, I could then get admin cameras and I could do like, I could remake a scene and get camera angles with it. And I could actually tell a story through cinematics. For example, my base got raided one night. I wasn't there. I was offline. I was probably sleeping with my electricity out, just like it was all last night. And when they raided my base, I wasn't there. But I, through online tools, bought a server, download online tools, bring 2 of my Canadian friends on there, and I make them act out a raiding sequence. And now my video has this really nice element that kind of like puts the whole story in a visual context that allows someone to follow what happened. Like, I was raided, but I wasn't there. So I got to show that. So yeah, Jacob Mingo, I'll kiss you. I don't know I will do
Yeah, I
what's
think,
necessary.
Jacob's a lovely guy. He's a very, very lovely
Yeah,
guy. We've had him on the show
works-
before. He's a dev now.
Yeah, he works
For
at
DayZ?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think DayZ. I'm not sure. But
Hell
he
yeah,
is.
bro. Oh yeah, good for him.
But I think you said CF, but that's not what you think it is.
CT.
Well, I was actually
COT.
going to ask Helkhiana.
COT is
COT,
community
community online tools.
Online tools. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
that's
the
the
online
one, that's the
tools
one.
made. I think by Jacob initially. Now there's some other people working on it, like Lieutenant Master. I believe he's adding a lot of new stuff to it. So he's maintaining it.
Lieutenant Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one of the more unknown
men.
by a lot of people, but very influential. He's working on the Battle Royale mod with a few others as well. But there's a few people. But I want to back it up a bit, Helkhiana, because for someone like me and Cobra, and it seems like Cam as well, I do get a bit confused by, we've got CF, we've got CF tools, we've got COT. What is the difference between CF and CF tools?
So CF is basically stands for Community Framework. It just has like a lot of base code there for other mods to use to make modding a bit easier. Basically, that's all it does. It shouldn't really. It doesn't modify the game in any way. Running it on its own, it doesn't give you much for your server, but it does enable modders to do certain things a bit easier. Like for example, the networking side it's very complicated. Most people, like even me, sometimes I don't really understand it. Like, sending it from the server to player, how does it reach the specific player, and all that. So they added some stuff in their mod to make it a bit easier. CF tools is done. I forgot the name.
Philip?
So that one is for more like monitoring servers. So you have like a website, and then you can see like the map, see where players are, see where the cars are. You see the chat. You can also like they have their own custom ban list. So server owners do share ban lists, by the way. So if you get banned on a server for cheating, you will be banned on all the servers because we all use the same ban list.
That's hot.
We've had some discussions about that in the past, haven't
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some people think it's a bit too much monopoly over the bans, because
If you get banned on one, you're banned by all, and it has to be a legitimate ban.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much a case of kind of overkill. I think it's when you go in and start looking at the reasons, the explanations. A lot of that is sorely lacking. So there
needs to be a higher standard of proof for a global ban to be enforced, is my feedback on it, Helkhiana.
Yeah, of course.
Plus, there needs to be a proper process of appeal that's clear to anyone who is added to that list. Basically, a way of, I don't know whether it can automate sending them a message somehow on their Steam profile or whatever, but that's the only issue I have with it. I think it's great. I'm all for it. If you're if you're a shithead, actions have consequences, but there's got to be a proper process of appeal, and it's that big thing, Cobra, of who's watching the watchers.
I mean, don't forget, there's so many people, and this is where the issues come from. There's so many people who have been banned when, in fact, and rightly so, any cheater, any hacker, any of that, absolutely. But the issue comes when you've got genuine people who mistakenly have been involved in some kind of interaction, and they've been associated with a cheater that's interacted with them, and they've been banned. And myself, Archie, and several others have had to actually go and write as best we can to certain individuals and say, look, this is exactly what happened. I can vouch for this person. There's a clean Steam ID, a clean Steam account. They've got no alt accounts linked to them. And, I was there on that occasion and saw the whole thing. So when you then go back and read what their ban was for, you at least need some information to go, do you know what? This is actually legit. It's situations like that kind of let it fall down a little bit, I think.
And when it's monetized as well, like I'm sorry, Philip, if you get this shared with you or anything, but there's a monetization of that CF tools that adds to me a higher standard of proof. People pay money to have their servers listed there, so I can't even hazard a guess at how much money they make. Sorry, Helkhiana?
Listed where? On the launcher.
No, for CF Tools, for the band list program that they use. That if you want the full access of tools and everything that program, that cloud thing offers, you've got to pay for your servers and that. So,
but
for me,
I mean, you gotta understand that this hosting is expensive for him.
Yeah.
So which is why he had to do that. He does offer some free part of it. Some features are blocked behind the paywall, but like it's not that much. I feel as a server owner, I pay for it, and it's just added to my monthly cost. That's what it costs to kind of host it. It is updated very frequently. I did see some people saying, it's like the ban list can be used maliciously as well for like if they don't like you. But
admins.
Certain ban lists, like there's several people going through the request of adding them there. So it's not, oh, I didn't like them, or they're just being a dipshit. It's as a server owner, you need to know as well who to trust. Like for example, I've had some players play on my server, PvE server, and they've been banned on other PvE servers. I've seen the bans on their profile and the reasons. And I didn't ban them just because I saw that they had those bans there, because it seemed like it might have been just a one-off, and it just depends on each owner how they take those bans,
Because it's something that I really do want to look at, and I'd love to have you on an episode where we can get Philip on and talk more about how this runs, because I would personally love to see more about that process. And is there a tier system to it? Is it like a 3 strikes and that's it? You're on the global ban list, or is there a way that you can just add? You've got a 1 month global and then it automatically times out, or
Well, I can explain a little bit this. So just to make it clear, this global ban list, you need to choose to have it on your server. It's not automatic, right? So you can choose to add that one if you trust that list. So there's at the moment there's like 2 Discord servers, I believe, for server owners, because obviously there's a lot of beef between server owners.
No.
And they made 2 of them, right? Because they were like, oh, this person is in here, and you're like, I don't like that person, and I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
That's called the ego.
Yeah. So each one of them have their own lists, and their own processes of adding on that list, and it's just kind of like you have to decide for yourself which one do you trust. Look at their processes on how it's added, and I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily use those lists. I chose like it's not for me because it's a PvE server. So, probably those people are not going
to be PvE as well, didn't it? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Despawning someone's loot or like bugging into something is pretty much.
I would view someone who got banned on a PvE server even worse than a PvP server, because
they did something.
They're doing some really reprehensible.
Yeah. I will say, I think Boydie and Cobra are like saying that we need to make sure that there's like a checks and balances to the system that is in play. And Helk is like, yeah, but it is something that you can kind of go in and not. And it's like, it's similar to like my government. It's like, yeah, there are people that make decisions that are final on judgments of people. Yeah, we always need to be checking them to make sure that their judgment calls are good, one, and that the processes that are there are fair as well.
Yeah,
So I think that's like
who
it's
can
the
add
same
someone
thing.
to a global is what I want to know, Helkhiana. Can anyone do that based on one incident?
So the one global list is like, I want you to understand, Boydie, this global list is not
It's
added
Illuminati
onto
They're in the
every
grove.
server, because like the way you're saying
No.
things like this global list, no, it's not
I
it's not
started
global. Okay,
the first
it's just
original one I started on Facebook with my buddy Hugo Stiglitz. The first original community connected global ban lists I started on Facebook with my buddy Hugo Stiglitz, with UN and Zap, connected with all the other admins that were when servers very first got added. I think it is a great tool. I think it's and I think as community owners, you like to help. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Helk. To the point that I think she is really trying to make, you can say that you want to go with it or you can deny it. It's up to you. And ultimately, if you want to go by it, you're saying I trust the people associated. If you don't, you're saying no. It's like one of the other.
You know what
Yeah.
though, having this conversation now explains to a lot of people who think, hold on, there's a lot of dodginess going on. Somebody's got a bloody global ban, and it's all unfair. Blah blah blah. Just having this conversation.
Let's let Helkhiana finish this point though, because go back to this, like, because Dinos just said it in chat there. Finally, Boydie gets some legit info. Lol. Because I am a bit of a, no surprise here, a bit of a tinfoil conspiracy sort of person, but I do worry that there's a bit too much power had by some people, that it's easy to get someone onto a ban list. So what's the reality of it, Helkhiana?
So this ban list from this one specific server, Discord server, there's several people that go through the requests, and they ask for all kinds of information that, like, is there a video proof, logs, anything that can like show that it was truly, an offense. And then, like, for example, sometimes they ask, I'll ban them for this reason, but there was actually, they were just a bit, of an asshole. So it wasn't warranted to be for that reason. They might still be added. Yes, you can add bans for a timed period. But usually these lists, they're generally permanent until there's a request to be removed. How that request gets done, I don't actually know who it goes through. But you can still get banned on servers. Like, I've seen someone say that they got banned from a server they haven't even played on it. I've seen that before. So they see you, for example, chatting in some Discord server or in a tweet or something, and they find your profile, and then they just ban you on that server because they didn't like what you said in another place. Yeah, it does happen.
He rooted for Manchester United. No, he's banned.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. Like, I know there's some drama between like two specific servers, and then if you played on this one server, they ban you on the other one, but just because you played on that one, like. But
I don't play on either of the servers, by the way.
It's just like a specific list. Like, another example, I once banned some people on my server because they were just being a little bit toxic, and I went to explain to them, hey, it's not okay to do this. They were just basically placing some items in the trader area on top of someone's car. They were placing some couches on their car. And we know how cars and objects are. You can't just, and they were just going to the orbit. And I was like, hey, can you not do this anymore? It's not okay. DayZ doesn't like it, and it's not nice for the other person. And they were like, no, we didn't do this. And I'm like, I literally have the logs. I have you recorded because I record everything, right? And I see everything, what everyone is doing. And they were like still saying no. And then they were trying to argue with me. And I was like, dude, I'm telling you to stop doing it. Don't argue with me anymore. And then I banned them because it was like,
there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
That
just
was only on my server.
Own up to it and just say, look, we were dicking around. I'm sorry, won't do it again. But when you lie and the person has the evidence right there. I'm sorry, that to me, yeah, that's totally justified. That's a double down, a triple down on that. You're a shit cunt. And you don't want those sort of people hanging around. Do they justify a permanent global ban?
That's a different story, though.
No.
Yeah. Like I haven't put that. I put it on my own server ban list.
Yep.
I have one for my own server, and then that is recorded on their profile. And if another server sees it and it's like sees the reason, they can choose to also ban or not.
Yeah,
that's
different.
Yeah.
I'd agree with you. Every server owner's got the right to do what they want with their servers. Completely agree.
Exactly.
And
that's something that people need to understand.
But if you're the definition of what justifies a global ban is sorely lacking between everyone's servers. So that for me is the bit.
And the final thing I'll say on this as well is when you hear people complaining a lot, like I get a few DMs every now and then, and I see some tweets and messages in Discords and all the rest of it. Those who cry the loudest are usually the most guilty.
Absolutely.
There's always two sides to a story, and sometimes the server just won't divulge in it. We're not even going to entertain it. They don't want the drama. They're just going to let this person say whatever they want. So always be cautious. And that's, something that I've always, why I've never really talked about any specific examples, because unless I've got full access to everything, VODs and the tools and what it showed and what it didn't, I can't make a judgment. I've said this before about people on the show, like Cobra could be running hacks on his game. I think Cobra's a stand-up guy.
Thanks, mate.
But
appreciate it.
I don't know unless I get onto his computer.
I die too much, mate.
And I wouldn't even know where to look, to be honest. But you just don't know unless you live with that person and you can access their computer. You can never say 100% that someone's not a cheater. People, as we've seen in the past, people do silly things for silly reasons. So, just.
Do you know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do, right?
Delete your hacks?
No, not that. I'm just going to say, as we've said we wouldn't discuss this again, I'm going to bring up something else just for a laugh. Matty Z.
Roaches dance in the light.
Anyway, I won't say no more. Shut up. Go on.
Yeah, let's not entertain the guy.
He's not been around. But anyway, I've only said that as a joke.
I've actually
we always say we're going to talk about this.
No, I spoke to Matty probably a couple of months back, and he'd actually had a bit of a change of heart. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail if he ever comes back, but he realizes that in some areas he did go too far, and he actually wanted to thank the dev team for some of the things that they did around the controversy with him. Actually made him realize that he had gone too far. So I'm not going to say anything more on that. That's up to him. As I'm a strange individual, I've got a lot of time for people act out for a lot of reasons, don't they, Cam? Whether it be they're cheating in a video game or their behavior is going off the rails. There's usually always a reason behind why someone might be acting out. So don't be so quick to, cast stones at someone when you don't know the full story of what's going on. Sometimes it can just be that a person's a bad egg. Other times there's stuff going on in the background. So, I'm always loath to judge someone. I know that sounds weird because he did do some pretty fucked up shit, but I like to try to reach out to people and try to find out what's making them behave the way they are, rather than just vilify and Cam.
Mate, I was only playing, didn't
No. But
I was only fucking with you.
I actually did need to bring it up. But Cam, you got anything to say on that? I know you're a pretty empathetic sort of guy, mate.
Dude, I was literally going to say I'm the king of empathy. Yeah, for sure. People go through things. We all go through things, and we're going to respond differently. Do you know what Sonder is? Are you guys familiar with the term Sonder? It's incredibly important that you do if you don't. Sonder is essentially you're walking down the road and someone walks past you. It's like understanding that in that same moment that you were thinking about that person, what they were thinking about you, you were thinking about your wife, maybe you were thinking about your cousin, you were thinking about your nephew that fell down. They were also thinking about a billion things disconnected from you, and they just walked their way and you walked your way. And maybe in that moment they looked at you and gave you a side eye and kept walking because they were pissed about something else. Sonder, it's being aware that everyone has a complex situation going on. Yeah, that Maddie guy, I hope he's well. I hope he finds a better way of living.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't
He's
think
back
he was
in
very
peace.
healthy. And I spoke with him privately as well. I reached out because a bunch of people were telling me not to. I said, no one's going to tell me not to try and help somebody.
Yep.
I spoke to him privately. It wasn't very productive, and it was productive at the same time. But overall, I hope he's doing better. He accused me of a lot of things that are not cool, for sure. Being that I work with children, especially, I just took that, and I just took that in stride, and I said, you know what, I can't control how this person wants to respond to me, but I can control how I respond to them. So I just said, yo, I wish you all the best, better.
And this is one of the things I love about you, Cam. You're a very balanced and you're a good man. You're a good man.
I've got the shit kicked out of me a couple times. That'll happen. It'll humble
Look,
you.
honestly, I'm one of these and this is probably the 50-year-old boomer in me coming out, but I think everyone needs to get their ass kicked at least once in their life. It's a humiliating, humbling experience, and if you haven't, try to do it in a safe environment. Go to a gym.
Sign up for jujitsu. Everybody, start doing jujitsu.
Or whatever you feel like you just don't do Aikido.
Don't listen to Boydie. Do jujitsu. Listen to what I'm saying. Do jujitsu.
No. I did say at the end there, do it preferably do it in a safe environment, like join a gym, a martial arts gym or something like that. But yeah, okay. Time to move on. We've talked for quite a bit. Quick shield segment. We have some new merch. I am really, really fucking happy with this. You might have seen the peak of it, but here we go. But green. How do I do this? Switch to.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess this up.
Oh, bro, he's frozen in time and space. Oh, speedy boy. Ooh, that's clean, brother.
I love it. It's basically meant to be if you know, you know merch. Because obviously we can't use and I've now destroyed my webcam, so I'm gonna have to go back to the other one. But we can't use DayZ logo stuff. So we just found it's based off the Golf Mark II, so we just made a version of it, and just added some Russian stuff, and we've got some other stuff. I've got a new hat as well. Which has got the podcast, and so I'll put the links in chat. We've got some other stuff coming.
You need to send me one of them over, Boydie, then, Max.
One of these shirts or the hat?
No, the hat. Yeah.
But
More of a shirt guy.
I'll get one actually done with your logo on the side, mate, so that you've got it as well. Helkhiana, you can get one if you want. Any of the previous hosts can get one if they want one as well. I'll add it to the shop so you can get it, and but I wanted a series of shirts about all the different cars in the game. We finally come up with one. We've got the Speedy Boy, we've got the Arta, which is Off-Road Boy. We've got the Olga, which is Pimpin' Boy, because that's just the car when you want to really make a presence, you drive an Olga. The black one especially is just a thing of beauty. But the Saka was kind of like, what do we do with the Saka? It's like that car you have when you just couldn't find anything else. And that's kind of what we went with, the every car. Basically when there's nothing else available, think Saka. Check out the store. Links are in chat there, folks. Okay. Next topic. Hunter Z's animation workshop. Helkhiana, talk us through it. What do you know about it?
Okay, I should have probably told you that me and Hunter Z, we have a bit of history. I don't like the guy, and I don't use any of his mods or interact with him, so I don't know much about this.
This has worked well, Boydie. This one.
Well, there's,
I love
look,
it.
that's
But
it,
I
mate.
think it's I don't know. I think he wants to teach people publicly about animations and how to do custom stuff, which good. Yes.
That ends that topic. Okay.
No, it's not a topic because my understanding of and just for a quick question in chat. No, I've still got the one ammo tin and the second ammo tin. There we go.
That's gold.
So make sure you enter the giveaway in chat. But look, at the end of the day, people, this kind of comes back to just to get along with everyone. There are people in this community who I can't stand, who other people love. There are many people who hate me, and I think there might be a couple of people who love me. I'm not sure, but so be it. I always treat people by how they treat me, because again, unless you were present and know everything, but this is actually coming back from Mario's stuff we talked about a couple of years ago on the show Helkhiana. Where he worked out the how to do custom animations, and now we've got Hunter and others. And regardless of whether you like the guy or not, it's great that he's teaching other people these tools.
Well, he's teaching people how to do animation for like things like the bears, or like if you modded a flamingo, like making the flamingo move naturally.
Yeah, I think it's basically how
That's
to
cool.
make custom
Hell yeah.
animals, because he's been posting a lot of like custom
It's not
animals.
just custom animals; it's custom everything animation with the
the thing
skeleton.
is with the what Mario wanted to do back then, it was to make a way for multiple mods to implement animations for the character. At the moment, there's only like one mod that can run player character animations. So if there's multiple mods that you want to run with animations for the player, you can't. You got to choose one.
Yeah.
But for the monsters, zombies, or animals, or whatever, those are fine. From what I know, Dino is a lot more knowledgeable about animations. He's done a lot of stuff as well, and he has his own like tutorials and stuff like that. So there are things out there.
Do you remember when Bitterroot very first came out? Did any of you guys play that when it very first came out?
Yeah.
The cougars, do you remember what they looked like? Like they were like jagged and like
But they were moving all funny. Yeah.
They ran towards you. So
They'd
yeah, it's
stand
very
next to you, and you'd hear them. They'd run right next to you, and then nothing would happen. Yeah, I remember.
So thankful, regardless of Helkhiana is shooting shots your way like a gang warfare. Hunters, thank you for helping people.
It's one of the things I've been loving is I'm just going to load up the file. I've downloaded it to my computer, so it shouldn't be too hard. But it kind of ties in with what you were just talking about then, with how some of the stuff in the past has looked quite janky, because they've basically just been reskinning existing weapons, so it doesn't match the requirements. But what we've got now is stuff like this happening. Give me 1 sec.
Prepare. Stream may suddenly go offline.
Okay, can you guys all see that?
Oh, professional.
Here we go. Yeah, it does look a lot better, doesn't it?
Oh, so he's doing like animations for reloading and stuff as well.
But look at how crisp this is. Now, this isn't Hunter. This is just someone who they've been teaching. But look at how, even down to the reload, it's
looks
all
clean. Yeah.
Where the hand is on the weapon, like.
Yeah, side angles. Yeah.
Who's
really nice.
who made this? Do you wanna give them a shout?
Give me 1 second. Let me just end my screen share. That was I've got the post in Discord here. I'll post it in chat as well. But I put that in the DayZ mods section. Now someone, what's his name? Captain Price's cigar. That's a pretty cool Modern Warfare reference there as well, by the way. But if anyone wants to check out the post, that's just been shared in the chat now. But that's the sort of stuff we're seeing, because the stuff we had in the past was great because it was something a bit different, but it was kind of janky. Like, I don't know about you, Cobra, but when I was on in the years gone by, when I was on a server that had modded guns, I generally avoided them because I just wasn't sure of how well they were coded. I stuck with the vanilla weapons.
Yeah, for me, vanilla weapons are generally, other than a 50 cal, vanilla weapons are the best, without a doubt. And if you look at the Battle Royale now, I'm so glad that they've added a vanilla version rather than just the modded stuff.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's I'll always go for the vanilla guns, by the way. So, yeah, definitely.
And just quickly, for those who don't know, who might be watching this show for the first time, never heard of us, I am doing a giveaway in the chat. We've got 160 people. Now, the one thing I want everyone to be aware of is just by entering, that doesn't mean you're going to win it. The winners who get chosen from that, there'll be 8 people drawn. First 4 are going to be doing a quiz show with me when I come back from Prague, live on the show, and whoever wins that quiz show is going to win the ammo tin. And that quiz is going to cover everything. It's all pretty much in the DayZ sphere, but DayZ lore, DayZ mechanics, DayZ history. It's going to be and just a bit of wackiness about us as well. So it's not a easy thing. And if you don't turn up, you're out, and one of the other 4 names will be taking your spot on the show. So I've even got an actual quiz game that you'll be logging into. That we'll be sharing on the stream as well, and everyone will get to see your responses. And so
that sounds pretty sick. I just want to know if I got the answers right. That sounds pretty cool. I want to tune in for that part. I want to see if I could get the answers right. DayZ lore.
I actually reached out to Lazzy and said, are you entering the giveaway? And he goes, no, I'm thinking I will. And I was like, okay, so I can't ask you to help me, so I'm going to have to do it myself. I don't trust anyone else, because I really don't want to have anyone. Probably the only person I'll reach out to might be Scotty to get some ideas from him. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, the program. I can do all sorts of things, word association quizzes and write an answer. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, no, look, I just love when people share knowledge like that. Helkhiana, you've been great yourself. You don't like tolerating idiots. You're quite renowned for that. But you're always willing to help teach people new stuff as well, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. If I always tell if I have the time, I will help people with code and showing them how to import. I've been planning to make some videos, but making videos is very, very hard. I'm not very good at recording stuff, and definitely don't even know how to edit videos. I think it's great when people do make videos on tutorials, how to use mods, how
scale speeder.
Scale speeder. I think it's everyone's
go-to.
Helkhiana. She doesn't tolerate
Michael.
99% of men.
He doesn't tolerate.
Good lad. Because we are renownedly stupid, aren't we? So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good comment though. I like that one. But yeah, speaking of Lazian, we have to do the quiz for this week as well, which I posted up on the YouTube channel in the community section. It's something that I do, but part of the reason we do a lot of these things is I just want to keep people remembering that there is a DayZ wiki. So if you want to know anything about it, they're constantly updating it because there's been so much changing, and they're still trying to catch up on stuff from years back. But it's got a lot of really good, useful information on there. And the question Lazian gave me this week, even I didn't bloody know. A local brewery can be found in Vybor in Chernihiv, known to produce vodka. What is his name?
Oh,
anyone here know?
That's a good one. That is a good one. That is. I love that.
He gave me 4 answers. A was Darback and Sons. B was Chidaki Distillery. C was Bardak and Sons. D was Pipsy and Sons.
Ah.
Well, it's got to be one of those two that are the same but a little bit split. That's my thinking. That's that process of elimination in my brain.
And it can't be Pepsi because Pepsi is the Pepsi.
Yeah. So we're down breaking it down. Sam again. Sam. Wait, where is this? Where is this?
Okay, so it's Darbak and Sons, Chidaki Distillery, Bardak and Sons, or Pipsy and Sons.
Now you see, this is probably a trick question here. Say that last one again.
It can't
It's
be a
not
brewery
Pepsi.
and a distillery,
It's
so that's
Pepsi.
out. It can't be
It's
a brewery.
Pepsi, not Pepsi. Yeah,
Well, Pipsy's what they call it in the game. Pipsy.
Yeah,
in DayZ,
that's what they call it
yeah.
in the game.
That's what I'm saying.
It can't be a distillery. It's
Is
a
it
brewery.
that too easy?
Distillery's
Well,
not
it makes vodka.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
well,
okay. Sorry, I thought you
this
said.
is
I'm sorry.
DayZ.
I'm sorry. Okay, then yes, I picked that one. Distillery, whatever that one is. That's my vote.
Chidaki Distillery.
That's my vote.
Nah,
That's my
I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
That's my vote.
I'm going to go the most stupidest one. I'm going to go with Michael. We're all stupid. I'll go D.
Pipsy and Sons.
Yeah.
He says D. Doesn't even know which
It was
one
C, Bardak and Sons, and it's
That's
the
what
big
I
ass
said.
factory at
Yeah, there you
Bible.
go.
I didn't know that, but apparently the big sign there that says it.
Yeah.
I've just never paid attention, and that's even after all these years, Helkhiana. There's still stuff on the map that when you pay a bit more attention, you're like, I've never really noticed that before.
And here's a good one for you. Here's a really good one I've started to play with over the last 6 months, all right? Every time you pick up an item, go and zoom in on that item. Check it all over, right? For instance,
Yeah.
the easy ones you'll see is beans and stuff like that. No. Go look at the knives. Go look at all of the other little bits, and you will see some very strange markings on some of this stuff and explanations. So, yeah, that's a good one. That I like that.
Also, want to point out that no one's spending time looking at signs in Vybor. When you're in Vybor, you're getting out of
Yeah.
Vybor. You're not. I'm not like, yeah, that's a cool sign. I'm like, please don't snipe me right now. That's all that's going through my mind whenever I see Vybor.
Yeah.
Now,
Sam's not the
Helkhiana,
player.
you wanted to showcase your Much Stuff mod.
What
It's
stuff back?
actually-
That's you?
Yeah, that's me.
Yo, that is a great mod. Yo, with the,
There you go.
that's got the compass too, correct? Wait, let me look at this up.
Compass? No, it has
One second.
It's like
The
the
pool
base building
floaties.
stuff and the floaties with the unicorn and
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I've used this before. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about a new mod I've published. It's basically it was part of my stuff pack. And a lot of mods out there just blatantly stole my code for my stuff pack. So I've decided to take the code out and publish it as a separate thing. And now people can use what is called Much Framework. Obviously, I must have a framework as well, like Dab and everyone else.
Much
you know.
thieves.
And Much Framework is basically a base code for anyone to use to make their own storage items, and they will get all the features that I make for my stuff pack as well, like code lock and integration with the new base building mod, which is called Rearm Base Building. It's the one with white at the top, Much Framework.
Mhm.
That one. And I use this one in the new mod I made, Much Car Park as well, which is basically a virtual garage. So it's just easier to have one mod out there, which I can reference in all my mods, and other people can use it as well to make their own lockers, and then it has like the feature of hiding the proxies, because we all know in bases lag can get very bad on the client if there's too many weapons in these lockers displayed and stuff like that. So it has that feature there, and I plan to add virtual storage as well.
What is that feature that you just mentioned? Sorry to be ignorant.
To hide the proxies. So I'm not sure if you've seen in Much Stuff Pack and other mods, you have like a gun rack and you can put multiple guns in there.
Yes.
And each gun has a lot of poly, which makes the game run worse.
Like
The more you
details
have in
the
a
load
base-
into your computer, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the more you have there, imagine a base, they have like 10, 15 of those gun racks. Each one of them has about 10 guns in there, it will lower your FPS when you're in that area.
Yeah.
And it can get very bad. So server owners can choose to hide those proxies that shows the guns on the gun rack, or they can choose to only be when, like, for example, the doors close. So if you open, you can see them. If it's closed, you don't see them in there. It just saves a lot of client performance with that. Obviously, I'm not the first one to come up with this. I'm not the first one to come up with this idea. Someone told me that it's possible, and then I just went and did it for my mod as well. And virtual storage is expansion has something like this as well, where you press a button and it just stores all the items inside the storage item into the server, kind of like a cloud, right? So the server doesn't need to process all the network stuff for those items, because I'm not sure if you've noticed, when you load in about 400, 500 meters of a base, you get a lag. And
anyone who's driven a car that doesn't have no damage on it knows when there's a base around.
And it goes,
yeah. So that happens because there's all those barrels, there's all the storage that needs to transfer all that from the server, the data of those items to your player. So the virtual storage, it will just get rid of that. So it should not have as many hiccups.
And that's part of my framework.
It will be. I am currently working on it. I'm just testing to try and find all the possible bugs.
Very good.
But that's why I'm saying, if other people use this framework for their storage items, then they can just get these features for free that I make. All my mods are free, by the way. Just putting it out there, because we know that there's a lot of paid ones.
Instead of stealing your content like thieves.
That's the worst. What's even worse.
You should have called it much thieves.
And then they monetize it. We've seen cases of, even with artists and stuff like that. That's just a dog act. That's not even a dog act. Dogs are nice. That's just a country boy act. Because it's if you want to monetize it, do it ethically. And I've got no issue with people making a living from their hobby. But I always love the people who just share stuff for the betterment of the game. And like someone's said there, Helkhiana did make the Igloo mod. Again, it's part of why I'm so passionate about spotlighting modders, Cam, is there's so many of them out there who've done things that everyone knows, but they can name, what content created this and what map and all the rest of it, but most of them can barely name modders and what mods they've made. Which is a great travesty to me. And thankfully, Helkhiana as well is one of the smarter ones in that she does list her PayPal and Patreon on her mods as well. So if you want to, no obligation, but you can flip her a $5 or a $10 or whatever, so she can buy a coffee or whatever she wants to do with her money. Because mods aren't cheap as well. A lot of the time, there's very few people out there, isn't there, Helkhiana, who can do the full gamut of what's required to bring a mod with items and all the rest of it, the artwork, the modeling, and the integrations between coding and that. So they've either got to have a good circle of friends who are happy to help them for nothing, or they've got to have the money to pay. And a lot of these 3D models and that, they're not cheap, are they?
No, they're definitely. I've invested several £1,000s over the time in these mods, just to buy the assets, because I am a programmer, so I can't make them. I have learned how to get them into DayZ, so I got that down pretty good, but I can't make the models as well. So all the money that usually comes from donations.
You bought the models?
Yeah.
For all of those items? For like the gloves and the trash can, like all of those?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many.
Yeah. The thing is, you haven't seen all of them that I paid, because I paid for a lot of them, but they weren't good enough when I actually got them. So I couldn't use them, and ended up just sitting there in that list because I can't use them.
I owe you $5.
That's what but I've always said I've had people coming in my Discord asking for some support to get the mod working, and then they would be like, oh, I'll donate to something, and I appreciate the donations, but you don't have to. Like, I will give you the support as much as I can. Just all I ask from people is the recognition and patience with me, because
Fix your mod.
Yeah. I do make mistakes myself. I'm not perfect, and it will happen. Just be patient with that, and I'll do my best to just make good stuff for you, for people.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like people who are creating content, like visual content, is what I mean, like YouTube videos and stuff like that. I shouldn't say visual content, like YouTube content or Twitch content. Like, we are literally not able to do what we do without things like what you're doing. And it's interesting, like, we get a lot of spotlight as content creators, like, oh, look at this person, they run this server, oh, they're associated with it, and the name gets a lot of recognition. But in reality, like, those things don't exist without that thing that you're doing over there. You know what I mean? Like, the game would be dull and boring if not, in my opinion. After 6,000 hours of Chernarus, I'd have been like, yo, bro, what am I doing to myself?
One of my passions, and I know it upsets some people. I tried to do something a while back and no one jumped on board with it, but I would love to see more content creators getting a modder on and having a stream with them. And just showcasing to their community what these people do. I genuinely don't think a lot of them will, because they're worried that money that might go to a modder is not going to go to them. And I get that they're making a living from what they do, but it just comes down to being a good person. You're able to do what you do because of the work of these amazing modders behind the scenes, and many of them aren't good at selling themselves. Are you, Helkhiana?
I mean, some people do sell.
You feel guilty. You feel guilty asking for money.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't ask money, because I feel mods I make them for the community, right? And I don't want to be, because it's a bit different when you start using money for this. It becomes a job, right? And I don't want it to be a job, because I have a job.
Yes.
And I will lose interest, because that's what happened a lot before, even with modding. I started to lose interest in modding because it became more of a constant request of like more content, more fixes, more this, more that, and it was just kind of like becoming more of a job instead of just my passion.
Took the joy out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Suck that joy out.
So for me, that's why I don't want to make it about money, because I know I will not enjoy it. But it is nice to get some money, because, like I said, it does cost a lot if you want to make anything custom. So just the ballpark, I paid once £150 for a model, just because it was custom made. And then if you want to make those, like, considering how many items I have in the mod, imagine that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all for showcasing modders, and it's not a case of every modder's a bit different. Some of them just like doing what they do, but there's no denying that if someone was to send you £100, that would probably enable you to get some pretty cool models, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's just a case of, if you've got a few bucks laying around, yes, it's great to tip your favorite streamer or whatever and get the the bells and the whistles that are almost like a pokie machine on a Twitch stream or YouTube or whatever. But there's something to be said for signing up even as a Patreon. For most of them, have got a tier at $1, $2, $3 a month or something like that, or just sending them a one-off and just a nice note that says thank you, because we joke about it here. Helkhiana kind of alluded to it as well, but you go in and you look at a lot of the comments under a mod, and it's literally, break my server or fix your fucking mod, or there's very little gratitude shown by a lot of the very entitled people out there. So you sending a $5 and just saying, I love your mod. I showcased to someone apologies if you don't like this person as well, Helkhiana. But Rag Tyson's vehicle mod. We've got it on the DayZ Down Under server. It is literally one of the most immersive mods I've come across in DayZ. Literally, we found a Humvee, myself and one other guy. We knew it had been added, but I didn't know exactly what it did. But we got it working, and we drove off down the road, and then we hear this clunk, and it's like, what the hell? And Camo gets out, and he goes, "Boy, the wheel's fallen off." And I'm like, "What?" Because we can't lock the wheels on. You have to actually lock the tires on, or else they're just going to come off while you're driving. Then it gets better though. I had a crash, and I got out and I undid the tire, and then I tried to drag it off, and it wouldn't let me drag it off. You've got to have a car jack that you put under the car
wrench,
and it actually the visual animation lifts the car up in the air so you can take the wheel off. I know some people are probably sitting there going, "Oh my God, that is so stupid." What? I'm sorry, but for me, I was grinning like a school kid. I was like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing ever!" And again, those mods cost money, and that's a free mod that Rag puts out there for the community. Check it out, folks, if you haven't seen it. He's still doing work on it, but it's just got some of the best things in it. I love cars in DayZ. I do. And just having one where I crashed it and was like, I'm now driving a car which has a jack, a spare wheel, spare battery. I have a wrench. I have a tire iron. I have a screwdriver. Just all these little things that a lot of people are going to be going, "Oh, that's so fucking annoying." But for me, that's perfection. That's brilliance. I love that sort of stuff, Helkhiana. And modders deserve more recognition for the amazing stuff they do that makes us able to play this game however we want. Otherwise, we'd all still be playing vanilla.
Helk's beefing with everyone. Every time you announce it, you're like, "This is the modder." You're like, "Helk, I know you don't have too good of an opinion of this person, but just so you know."
But no, look, there's nothing wrong with people. Have to realize just because you don't like someone or you've got beef or whatever,
I don't like anybody.
doesn't mean you can't work on a professional capacity with someone. And I'm not going to, I count Hunter as a close friend. Helkhiana and him don't get along. So what? I count Helkhiana as a friend as well. Not really close.
Yeah, I know.
We've known each other a while, but that doesn't mean I'm going to hate Helkhiana just because she dislikes someone that I don't, that I do like.
No, that's fine. I'm not expecting. I'm just, sometimes just making it clear, that I can't comment on a person because of some stuff that happened. That's it.
And that I admire you for doing that.
One time. Sorry,
go on.
Sorry, no. Trust me, no. Go on. Trust me.
Even if like we have differences and we had beef, I would still, recognize their work, if it's been good, Yeah. I still see their stuff and I will say, yeah, they did that stuff, and if you want that kind of thing, you go there.
Yep. Yeah. There's so many options out there. Anyway, we've got to move on. We've done that section now. Cobra, spotlight.
Right. Okay. This week, we've got our new content creator spotlight in chat who's been watching for over, what has it been, 1 hour, 39 minutes.
A little bit long on this one, but can be a bit long.
That's all right. So Golden Rex is a chap I've come across over the last couple of weeks. What caught my eye, as you know, every week I do a run over YouTube and Twitch and see the new up and coming content creators, which I love to give some airtime to and help out their channels as they're starting their journey, as well as the bigger ones, as we all know are normal big names. But anyway, Golden Rex is one that came across my YouTube page about 2 weeks ago, and it was quite interesting. So before I give you a link to this, let me give you a little bit of background from what I found out here. I've had a little chat with him anyway. So he started his channel in July 2023. Now he has got 37 videos, current subscriber list of 1.81k. So he's just started out on his journey, but go take a look at his latest video. I've sent you the link, Boyd, if you want.
89,000 views.
89,000 views on a video he's just done 3 weeks ago, which is a massive feat. And I'm really happy for him to have achieved that. Now, we'll go into a little bit about it in a minute. I watched the video. I reached out to him. We had a little chat and said, well done. But it turns out that his thumbnail artist is also my thumbnail artist. So a big shout out to the OGG boys. Well done, boys. Keep up the good work.
What is this overlay in the game?
Tarkov overlay.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple servers out there that they do like Tarkov style.
So go and check this guy's stuff out. He's new to the content creator scene. He's just obviously got over his first 1,000, on his way to his first 2K subscribers.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's give him a bit of airtime and a bit of support. So go check his stuff out. His thumbnails are very good. He's had a gradual build up over the last 6 months on his videos. Originally was hitting around 2.5, 2.8K, slowly building up to 3.1, 5.1, 11K. And as you know, sometimes YouTube goes a little bit mental for you. And on this occasion,
he's got a baby, dude. What the hell?
There you
That's
go.
so cute.
There you go.
Baby's got more head on his hair than I got.
Oh, yes. So go check his stuff out. Go give him a little like. And go show the guy some love. And I will no doubt be happy to help him further as he reaches his first 5K, I should imagine, over the next 6 or 7 months or so. Go check his stuff out. Let him know how you feel about it. And if you can sub to him, go do it.
Make the long videos, not the short ones. People like them more. Promise.
They definitely do. Hence the 1 hour, 3 minutes. He's got his
blew up. Yep.
Golden blow up there. Yeah.
When you're a smaller content creator, you want to keep it short because you don't think you'll keep people's interest for a long time, or maybe it's hard for people to click on a longer video. But in reality, I think it serves better.
Yeah. You want to be doing a longer form. I mean, at the moment, just to give certain individuals who are trying it out or not quite up to date with the algorithm right now, you want to be aiming for 1 hour 5 to 1 hour 20, 25 right now to get the algorithm working for you. Not only is the thumbnails and the titles important, but they're not as important, people say these days, the thumbnails and the titles, but trust me, they are. Because if I see a thumbnail that looks outstanding, I will click on it no matter how long the video is. And there's your first port. So there we go. But yes, no, he's done a really good job there. So go check him out, give him some love. And Golden Rex, my man, enjoy the journey. And you know where I am if you need any help, my friend.
Might look at getting you on in the months to come, buddy. Talk about your journey and how it's been for you and that. Because like Cobra said, we do like getting a big name on here every now and then, but our heart is definitely with the upcomers and some of the OGs like Cam here and it's been a magical journey, this 10 years of this amazing bloody game, which kind of brings me to the next point. Just a quick update on hashtag DayZ Unite, the event happening in Prague. Still can't say a lot, but the majority of the people, I believe, have announced publicly that they're going. So I'm still not going to say the names because I'm just not 100% sure. But Marks and I will be doing a podcast episode from the Prague office. So look forward to that one, folks. That's going to be huge. Okay, we are pretty much, let me just check the agenda. I think we've done everything. So I've shared the link to the merch store in the shop. We've got an Arta shirt in there. I saw someone talk about that in chat as well. So go in there, have a look if any of it takes your fancy. If you've got any ideas as well of stuff that you think might go well, let us know. We'll put it on there. Everything we make goes back into the community one way or another, whether it be through supporting, buying models for modders and doing stuff like, I was able to buy myself an ammo tin and I got given another one so I can give that away. That's just what we like to do around here. I saw a big upsurge in people joining Discord because we're doing the giveaway. I know some of those people are just going to be joining for the giveaway and then they'll leave straight away, but so be it. That's, the way people are. Everyone likes free stuff, but definitely check it out. Any support you give us. Hayden, thank you so much for the member there before, but we are needing to wrap the show up, ladies and gentlemen. Individual spotlights. Cam, this is something that we do on the show, mate. We just like to ask someone something that they would like to shout out. It could be anything at all, preferably DayZ related, but if there's something that you think is a good cause. You know, we've talked about mental health before, that sort of stuff. Anything you think is worthy of giving a shout out about, buddy?
I had already subscribed to Golden Rex before you did that shout out. I already saw that video and I watched it in its entirety, just to let you know. But people that I would shout out, sorry. There is an insane human being that I don't think I would probably feel comfortable around in real life if I met him, but he makes fantastic DayZ content. Let me find this guy. Oh, no. DayZ. Oh, God. Oh, come back to me. Someone else. Let me find this guy. I didn't know that moment was coming.
Helkhiana, what about you, mate?
I thought my mod spotlight was going to be the part, so I didn't think of anyone.
I got it.
So I guess like as a should I call out a content creator?
Yeah, anything. You can call out workers if you want to, mate.
Well, actually, I guess Roach or Anti-Hacks. He has two names. One he uses in Discord and one in the Twitch chat. He's been helping me a lot with some codes, and he has made an immersive mod for a radio notification.
Sorry, Michael's comment there. You'll get a chuckle from that one, Helkhiana.
Yeah.
Good man, Michael. Love it.
Yeah, Roach is one of the 1%. He's a very smart person, and he made a very immersive mod where you get notifications for different events on the server, like for example heli crashes, and it gives like this kind of like code, NE31, and then you got to find out where it is on the map kind of thing.
Pops up.
Yeah, it does all that, and it does it like the closer you are, the better the signal is, the further you are, like it gets more garbled, so you got to get closer to the area, and it can be customized to do any kind of events you want, not just heli crashes. If people are looking for an immersive mod, I think that is a good one. Yeah.
Mine is going to be to someone who has definitely made my life a lot easier and really helped lift the standard of professionalism around here. It's not you this time, Cobra. Sorry to say, mate, but you've been a blessing for me as well. And I've got good feelings about you, Helkhiana. I hope this does work out because, like Dinos said before, it's so important that we have someone as knowledgeable as you here to help us make sure we're giving factual information, which is why the show came back. End of last year, I was ready to call it all quits, but then all that shit flared up with that dodgy listings and a bit of misinformation getting spread. And I reached out to you, and you said, yeah, you'd be more than happy to come on. So we came back, and it was like, we do serve a good purpose here. And then with the bit of instability with hosts, Cobra's got a pretty kick-ass job in the background of his life going on. So he's not always available. So it was important that I found someone who could bring value to the show. But as I do, I'm kind of waffling on and going away from my point here. I want to shout out Connor from Custom DayZ Services. He is, if you're I'm sharing the link to his Discord in chat, folks. But he is one of the best value for money. I don't even know what to call him, Cobra. He does a bit of everything. He does a bit of artwork. He does great, a bit of work and just anything and everything. Join his Discord. Check out what he does. One of the best things about him is his value for money. He does this because he loves it, and some of the stuff, like he helped me redo the Vigrid logos for the team over there at Vigrid, just to make them pop more. And that's kind of his superpower is he can make stuff from scratch. He helped me with that little project of mine that just got released today, which I'll talk about right at the end. But he's just awesome. He loves doing stuff to help. And yeah, if you check out his Discord, you won't be sorry. If you know someone who's needing some artwork done, or even a package, he's one of, if not the best that I have found. And he doesn't rip you off. That's one of the problems with a lot of people in the artwork space. We've all seen the horror stories of someone pays someone and then they don't get given what they've asked for, or what they get given is just a cheap ripoff. But yeah, I can't thank Connor enough. So there's the link in the chat. Go join his Discord and have a look at the services he offers. Cobra, what about you, mate?
Okay, so I'm going to have to veer back into the DayZ world this week, and there was a significant achievement within the community this week, and yes, it does go to one of our bigger, well-known content creators. But 3 days ago, the journey that the Freshspawns have been on has seen them hit the 500,000k subs mark. And I remember them when 3 years ago, 2.5-3 years ago, when they were on very low numbers, and they literally have put so much work in, so much effort in, and 3 days ago they got their 500,000 subs marker. Now that makes them, I believe, the 3rd highest DayZ content creator sub marker around right now. So well done, boys. I will never forget our a few times we've bumped into each other on streams and taken aim at each other, but at the end of the day, it's all been in good humor and good fun. But well done, boys. Keep up the good work, and I'm sure you're going to be growing again over the next 6 months to a year. I look forward to seeing you be probably the number 1 in about a year from now.
You've got here little react button down there, but yeah. Cam, did you think of something?
Oh yeah. I found it on Helk, but fresh spawns. Yeah, they're kicking ass. Honestly, they're killing it. They do so much content all the time, and they just have such a good attitude. No, mine is going to be very different from the fresh spawns. This is the opposite content to the fresh spawns. It's called Nermal, Nermal. If you want to be uncomfortable and you want to see unique content that is unlike anything you've ever seen in any capacity of DayZ, Nermal, Nermal. I think he's capable of really terrible things in real life, but his videos are unique and very, very, I can't express. It's like a dungeon. It's the most unique content I've ever seen for DayZ. No question.
Who's this again? Sorry?
Nermal, Nermal.
Got a link?
What's that?
Got a link?
You want a link? Yeah, I can get you a link.
Yeah, share it in the chat, mate, so people can check it out.
Bro, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. Okay. One second. We're good to YouTube. I had access to the chat. Okay, I put in the YouTube chat. Nermal. There you go. I highly recommend. He has one about Picasso. It is called, and it's incredible. Like I said, this isn't for everybody. But it is called, it's a cold world. Blood on the Canvas is what it's called. Blood on the Canvas. I'm gonna link this video. Actually, I'll link this exactly. Yeah, if you, like I said, it's not for everybody. So don't judge me afterwards. I didn't make this content, but it is there. Oh God, I opened the chat immediately. I want to have your babies, Cam. Okay, gonna close the chat quickly. High facility. Yeah, but really, really interesting content, unique content. It'll make you uncomfortable, but in a good way for some people, and for some others, you'll probably turn it off rapidly.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. I've got one last big announcement. I did a ticket and had some interesting feedback. We were talking about it before, but make sure you go and check out. I'll put a copy to the link in our Discord in the chat. Make sure you go and check it out, folks. It's pretty big regarding waka. Yeah.
Oh my
Pretty
god.
cool.
Oh my
Pretty cool.
god.
Cam loved it before, didn't you, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. A bit of a longer show than normal. We try to keep around that 1 hour 30. Apologies for the confusion with the time. Daylight savings. That's why I go with 2000 UTC. Adjust for your time zone as you go in and out of daylight savings. But yeah, same time each and every week. Helkhiana, did we scare you off? Will we see you back in the weeks to come? I know you've got some days off planned coming ahead, but I think it worked well today, mate. You bring a little professionalism and knowledge that we sadly have been lacking since we lost Lad.
Yeah. I'll be good for the rest. I've let you know of my current known days that I'm gonna be out on the Sunday. So
Yeah.
if anything comes up, I'll let you know.
And yes, a shout out to my wife. She is an amazing woman who puts up with me. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this because she's my rock. She keeps me sane.
She
I'm
just
taking
knocked
her
on the door, huh? She's right outside the door right now. You're like, shout out to my wife. Shout out to my wife.
She's coming to Prague with me. I couldn't imagine going all the way over there. It's such a beautiful city and not take her. I'm paying for that.
Awesome.
BI aren't, obviously. I wouldn't expect them to. But there's no way. Have you seen they've got a beer spa in Prague? Have you guys seen that?
A beer spa?
You do a spa in beer infused, like with the hops and all the rest of it. But the best part of it is right next to you. You're laying in this bar. There's beer on tap, and you can just pour yourself a beer and get shit-faced drunk.
Why would I take that when I could take beer out of the spa with all my buddy's skin and sweat and just straight up?
Oh,
it doesn't sound great, mate, does it?
You bought Gamer Girl bathwater, didn't you, you sicko?
There, hell no. But there are no. Leave it. Have a good day.
But no, thank you all so much, everyone. We will see you all next week. I've got to line up. I've got to confirm. I don't know if I've got a guest lined up for next week. 1 second. My apologies. Guest list dates. Oh no, yes we do. Roth, who was on for the week of the 18th of March, but had to cancel that one at the last minute. So Roth coming on. It'll be a bit more of a console-focused one. I share a tweet from Don Sibley, absolute legend. Some of the stuff he's doing with console. Helkhiana, I hope you've got a bit of an understanding around some of the stuff these console legends are doing, because it constantly amazes me. But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all next week. Same time, same channel. Stephen, thank you so much. Hayden, thank you for the sub as well. And check out our merch. Check out our Humble Bundle. We've got the sponsor lists in chat there in the support the podcast in the section there. But yeah, all the best, everyone. And ciao for now.
See you later.
Bye-bye.